Hello and welcome to a very exciting episode of Wholala. Sam here, and though I may not be joined by my co-host Alasdair, I am not alone. I'm in fact joined by three very special guests who happen to be in the most recent episode of Doctor Who, Lux. Now, they broke the fourth wall in the most meta way, and you might just see a little bit of yourself in them too. So please, help me welcome to the pod the three original Doctor Who fans, Samir, Arrian, Bronté Barbé, and Steph, Lacey. Hello, welcome to Wholala.
Thanks so much.
How are we all?
Great, chuffed to be here. It's very nice.
We were just saying before recording that I feel like I've congregated you all here. It's quite nice seeing you all.
We've been summoned.
Summoned to Wholala. I was thinking this must have been a mad week for you, like post-show coming out. I mean, you're obviously all super busy with your own projects as well, but how's this week been for you?
I don't think I've ever felt so much love in my life. Like, maybe that does actually say something about me, but it's been so nice. People have been so lovely. And I think I was on... went for a walk with my mum on Sunday. I didn't actually walk, but I was on a roll, and we went to Bridgewater Gardens, and I just could hear the table next to us when we sat at a cafe. She's in Doctor Who, and they were like googling me on the table, and I was like, "This is wild!"
Oh my goodness! Did you turn around? You're like, "It is me."
So lush, so lush. My nephew is a massive Doctor Who fan. He's only 5, so. We sort of when the magazine came out and it said we were going to be in it, my sister got it and sort of showed it to him, and he was like, "Oh my goodness, Auntie B!" And then they have to the episodes because he gets quite scared, obviously of some of the characters. It took him, I can't believe this. It took him ages. They were like filming and watching it, and it took him ages to recognise me. I think he was just so in the episode. He was like completely absorbed. And they were like, "Arthur, who's that?" And he was like. She's like pointing at it. It was so cute, and then he it was amazing. It was so sweet. I mean, for me, that's the best thing ever because it's something that you can watch, because that's so nice, isn't it? So, yeah. I mean, Samir, you're a mega Doctor Who fan, aren't you? Anyway,
this is the thing. We were there on the first day, and I was like, I'm a huge Doctor Who fan. This is going to be so easy. Like, I'm just playing myself, kind of thing. But then after. Just the last few weeks, I realised I'm not as much as a fan as I thought I was. I didn't know this whole community of Doctor Who fans, and I was like, oh my God, I didn't even know about any of this kind of thing. And just learning about all of this and just how deep it is to so many people, and it's just so wonderful to see kind of thing. And when I watch it, I watched it as like a casual viewer, but I was also very invested. I've always had my favourite Doctor, my favourite episodes and stuff like this, so it meant a lot in that sense. When we were told we were in the magazine, I was literally on the way to a job, stopped off at the first service station, and I was just like, I was hoping there'd be one in WH Smith. And there was just one left, and I was like, it's meant to be.
That was your one.
It was my one.
I love that you found like a whole new community to tap into as well.
It is mad. I mean, it's true, I guess, with all different fandoms of everything. Like, there's casual viewers and really intense viewers, and Doctor Who is by no means an exception to that rule. I will ask, especially Samir, if you're the Doctor Who fan of the group, other than Blink, what would you say is your favourite episode?
You know what? It's one of them ones where I've seen so many people reacting to that episode, and so many people saying, "Oh, if they were true Doctor Who fans, they would have said this, they would have said that." And the ones they said, I was like, wait a minute, that wasn't my favourite one. Like, for me, my favourite one was like the Vincent van Gogh one when Matt Smith was around. So I was like, maybe I'm not the right fan.
No, there is no such thing as the right fan.
And I was like, oh my God.
All fans of that. It's funny, the episode that is ranked in official rankings for the best episode is this episode where the Doctor is stuck in this time loop for billions of years trying to escape somewhere. And it's not my personal favourite, but people were saying online, I saw with your characters, that if the Doctor asked, if she'd asked you, oh, what's your favourite story? And you were like, the one where you were trapped for billions of years. That might not have gone down so well. Given how secretive I can imagine the process was with auditioning, given the reveal of the characters, how did you find the audition process and getting the parts? Did you know you were auditioning for Doctor Who fans?
Yeah, I mean, it was a long time ago. In December 2023 is when.
Oh, wow!
I remember weirdly, I'm a bit. Not superstitious, but a little bit woo-woo about things. And I taped it and I submitted it on Doctor Who Day. I'd seen it online.
Oh, really?
And I was like, surely this is a sign.
This is a sign.
I remember getting it and thinking, oh my God, this is going to be really special. Like the episode this is huge. Like the weight of this is massive for the Doctor Who world. And I just thought, wow, gosh, if I get this, it's going to be, it's you know, there's a responsibility there to get it right. So I remember taking a lot of time on it. But yeah, I mean, it was only one, it was just do your tape at home on your own and then wait and then find out. So
and then you find out.
Yeah, very short in terms of that, really.
I love that it worked for you, though. That's so cool.
Thursday, I shall get it. I can make it work for any scenario.
Was there any like preparing for the role? Were you either like watching the show or were you like snooping on Doctor Who online, seeing what the fans were saying online?
I've got a friend who is Whovian and who does a lot of the sort of documentary commentaries and things. Toby Haydock, love that guy. So just, big in his presence was like all the learning that I felt like I needed as well.
You got a boot camp.
Yeah. But so hard not to tell him for this whole time.
Oh, you didn't tell him at all?
No. He sent me a picture of the Doctor Who magazine. He's, you're in Doctor Who.
I would have turned around and been like, am I?
So even talking about it now, I feel scared.
Do you think Russell T Davies on the other side of the call with like a sniper?
Oh gosh.
So for me, I actually had the scarf already, which was like one of the moments I was like, is this meant to be kind of thing? So I had the scarf. I actually ordered myself a Doctor Who t-shirt and that came as well. And it was really similar to the one I was actually wearing, which was kind of odd. I was a bit jealous of Bronté's fez because I was like, I've always wanted to wear a fez. But yeah, that was my audition process. I actually auditioned for the first season with Millie Gibson as the companion and I didn't get it then, and I wasn't disappointed because it's just one of them things. It's you get a tape, you do it and you hope for the best, and if it doesn't go your way, it doesn't go your way. It wasn't meant to be. But when it came around this time around, I was like, wow, like this is one of them roles where it's so meaningful to so many different people and it's almost like meant to be kind of thing. So yeah, I was really, really happy to obviously book it.
No, I genuinely think that like everything must happen for a reason, and I obviously don't know what role you auditioned for in season 1, but I'm being very frank with you three that I think that this is one of the most iconic scenes that's been in Doctor Who, certainly in the last era, if not before. So I think you've landed a good one here. The set that you three were filming in was littered with Doctor Who Easter eggs and teasers. My personal favourite, I saw a little Slovene action figure in the back on the bookshelf. Did you have a favourite prop or anything that you saw on the set while you were there? Or a costume piece like the fez?
And there was a chess set on the table that had all the Doctors, I think, as the chess pieces, which was the coolest thing.
I didn't even know that existed.
I love the mugs. I was really mugs home with us, but they were like, sorry, we can't because we don't know if we might need to use them or whatever down the line, or and we were like, no, because they were all personalised. Like mine said, Lizzie, don't blink, and I was like, this is the detail was amazing. I just thought they did such a phenomenal job, and I think you could tell everyone who created the set, who was there with us on the day, was so sort of proud of it, obviously, because it took so long. It was so well thought out. I mean, it was like down to like, there was like the magazines were piled on the floor, like it was amazing. It was so detailed, but we couldn't really properly look at it because obviously you're there to sit and do the scene. It's such a quick filming process, so I wanted to have 3 hours to sort of sit there and have a brew. Yeah, I can't do that.
One thing I think was really cool as well is that they had they'd asked us for pictures of ourselves in sort of to put in the room. So my brother, like you said, Bronté, about your nephew, but my brother is a huge Doctor Who fan. So I remember him just crying and crying when Rose died. I just remember that so deeply in my soul. So just to have, like, to be able to, for him to be a part of it, just like on the sly, I just think that's really cool that I could get to put a picture of him in there, and he's always a part of it now as well, which is the best thing.
You've immortalised him in the show.
Yeah.
I was just like, I like the Slovene toy, but having a picture of your brother there as well, that's so cute. I love that you're able to do that. The scene, it really resonated with Doctor Who fans. I think it'll be one spoken about for a while, but it was weirdly emotional, even for me watching it, because it kind of strikes the perfect balance between funny and teasing Doctor Who fans, and the line about, we are a bit annoying. I think all of us watching who are Doctor Who fans were like, yep, scene. But then you also have the scene where you're talking to the Doctor and you're saying, thank you, because of you, I've now met my 2 best friends. How does it feel to maybe be in a moment like that where so many Doctor Who fans can see themselves in you 3?
it's such an honour. Isn't it? Like, it's such an incredible privilege and honour to be a part of that, I think. Like, and you can really, people keep sending me videos of like TikToks where people, you know, that one, is this about us? Is this play about us? And I love that, to just like connect with people in a way that hasn't been done before, and that Doctor Who is a show that can do things that other shows can't do, I think is such a cool thing. But yeah, it feels like an incredible honour to be a part of that love letter to fans. And I think obviously Russell T Davies is such a huge fan of the show, as well as the one who is like showrunner. So I think that it was never a mocking thing, and I think that that's what I really loved about it, was that it's just like, we love the fans. Like, yeah, there was no malice in it, which I liked a lot.
No, I completely agree with you. I think that watching it, because your line especially, Steph, is so funny, because parts of it did, you know, there were whispers online, like, they're going to be, you know, is the Doctor going to realise he's in a show? And so when you said your line about, like, I knew this was going to happen because it leaked online, hashtag RIP Doctor Who, I was watching, I was like, oh my God, that's so real. But
I didn't see that before a couple of days. Bronté, you sent an article, didn't you, in the WhatsApp group? And I was like, oh my God, I've been so shut my mouth this whole time. Like, I haven't done
bless
it.
you. Did you suddenly all freak out? You're like, which of you said it? Which of you said it?
Wait a second, but I think it was very clever, because clearly it had been leaked from the higher powers, hadn't it? And made a lot of sense. Like, it was so...
Yeah,
it felt very meta. Felt very meta. And did you know maybe when you were filming that scene that it would have that kind of impact? Because you were saying, Steph, about how it's an honour to play, but did you have an inkling that this would be quite an important scene?
Yeah, I mean, I sort of we got the whole episode to read, so we sort of knew where it sat. And it's so funny, actually, when I was watching the episode, I was like, oh, there's ages to go till we're on, and it went so quickly because it was like such a good app. And I think when you're doing it, you sort of know, and you know the responsibility you have to sort of get it right. But obviously, there's no getting it right. But also, I think because of the amazing presence that Shooty has, to be in the room like with him, you sort of feel that energy anyway. So it all felt very truthful and quite magical. But then we had no idea how it would end up in post, how they edited it. So all the music, like, that's really like a really important piece of music, isn't it, that they put to it? And it was quite a few people would be like, I'm sorry, you just made me cry on Doctor Who. What the hell?
I can imagine a few people would be messaging that in.
Yeah, I'm really very chuffed with how it came out, because obviously you do it and you're like, off it goes into the I hope it's okay, and then it came out like, I was absolutely thrilled.
And there's always a thing in TV, isn't it? Like, with that edit, you never know what's going to make it. So it's like, will I even be in it in the end? So, like, to actually see
For me, what topped it off was the Matt Smith music coming on top. I was just screaming inside my inner child. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it, because I don't think they've used that sound since Matt Smith. So it was such a huge moment, you know, and I think that really, like, it went really well together, kind of thing. Like Bronté said, you never know what it's going to look like with the edit and stuff like this, but I was really chuffed with it, and yeah.
You keep saying you're not a real Doctor Who fan, but you knew that music was from Matt Smith, and you have the scarf.
I was like...
No, you're right, though. That music, as far as I'm aware, it's not been used since his era, and I think so many people like our age who grew up watching the show have a real like emotional connection to that music, even if they can't like pull it out off the top of their head. And so hearing that in a scene like this, where it feels like, you know, they're talking to you, the viewer, and it's a song that really connects with you, I just think it is another level of like cleverness from Murray Gold and Russell T Davies to add to that scene.
Definitely.
In your first scene, because I keep calling it your scene, there are two scenes that you're in. In the first one, you talk about how, oh, you know, we're not real. You reveal to the Doctor and Belinda that you aren't real. You're the kind of characters that don't have surnames. But then we do find out at the end that you are each given surnames. Did you know that when you were going into it, you become sort of fully fledged named characters?
beautiful moment reading it in the script. That sort of, like, I never see post-credit notes really in the script, so to see it there was such a beautiful thing. And I think those sort of moments are what makes it feel special, that it's like, oh, this isn't where I thought it was going to go as I was reading it, but then actually I think, yeah. And I think that speaks to the love of the fans, doesn't it? Like, no, you are here, you are here, and you are seen, and you are welcome, and we love you. And I think that was such a cool way to represent.
There aren't a lot of post-credit scenes, are there? I don't think.
There are not, no. To my recent memory, I think yours is the second one, certainly of this era, so that is an achievement and acclamation in of itself.
I was watching it with my friend Toby, but at the same time that it went out, in the evening. But his partner had made him watch it earlier in the day so that we could talk while we were watching it. And then so my mum was with us as well, and she started talking when the credits rolled, and he was just like, shush. She was like, what's he shushing me?
Did she get told? She's like, that's so funny. I mean, I can't lie. I've definitely partaken in that style of viewing before.
Yeah, but we didn't end up talking anyway because we were just so involved in the story, and like it was just such an incredible story, and the journeys that they went on through. We were all so focused on it. Like, there was no chatter anyway.
It's that good of an episode.
Oh yeah,
I love hearing it as a whole concept.
I just never thought they'd do like a 2D character, but someone with Alan Cumming doing the voice, it just was such, like for me, it was such an amazing character.
I watched Unleashed, and it was amazing to see all the animators doing like their job and like how long it took. It was like, you know, like painstakingly detailed, wasn't it? And it's just amazing. Like, obviously, there's so much money behind the episode, which is phenomenal, but it's just so beautiful, isn't it? Like it's absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, to be a part of that one as well felt amazing. All of it's amazing, but.
Yeah. Now, people online love you this much that they are all wishing you to come back into the show. They're saying they're going to come back. They're going to be the gods of Ragnarok. They're going to be the tellers of stories. They're going to be this. Would you love to see a comeback for your three characters?
That'd be all right, wouldn't it? Manage it, I think.
Because you get both the emotional, like, goodbye scene and then that little post-credit scene at the end where you're suddenly like, I love how short it is as well. It's just like, oh, well, you know, that episode was all right. What? When you all suddenly realise you're there. It's so funny. I'm just saying that the door's open.
Hey.
It was back.
We have all loved seeing the behind-the-scenes photos that you've been posting on Instagram and sharing since the episode's come back. Do you each have a favourite memory of your process on the show, either like through auditioning or filming or even afterwards watching the show?
I think for me, the first time we met around the table, that was just a moment that stuck out for me because we kind of met some characters from other episodes as well, and we were just like, we were being a bit nosy about each other's episodes and stuff like that, and it was just really, and they were like, oh my god, you're doing this, and we were like, no way you're doing that, and we were like, oh, we can't wait to see your episode. And just that moment, yeah, first meeting each other. I obviously heard of Steph before, and because we had the same agent and everything, and so it was really nice to see Steph there, someone who I was like familiar with, and obviously Bronté as well, and it was incredible. That first meeting, I think, really stuck out for me.
Yeah, and also I didn't realise that Bronté was wearing the wig when I first met you. I just thought, like, you've got the coolest hair.
Yeah, initially they put me in a wig, which was like quite similar to my hair, but I had like this little fringe was a bit bigger, and I remember coming in like, hello, like. They were like, just try it out, show the director and stuff, because we ended up doing a read through, which was probably my favourite bit of it because it felt super special. Because we were in this room, weren't we, with like all these amazing pictures from previous episodes, and like the director was there, and it just felt like mega magical. It was really.
Yeah. And also, I think we had that read through, and then we had a read through on Zoom, and it was just like thinking about like how did these people meet and like. Who are they? And that was because me and Samir were at the same uni at the same time, so we were like, this is maybe how they met. Yeah. So just like thinking of all those little things as well was really cool. But just being there on the set, that is just like the doctor's in front of me. What do you mean? What do you mean the doctor is in front of me? Like, how did I get here? This is it was such a mind blowing moment. I think that first time, I think. That we were on set and the doctor was there. I was like, whoa.
It's just so meta as well, like playing Doctor Who fans watching. It's the scene where you're stood either side of the TV and the TV just says BBC Doctor Who and the doctor's there. And I'm like, something's not quite right here. You know what I mean? It's just so strange for you in that moment being like, this is real, isn't it? You know?
We also me and Samir also had a mad first day where we didn't say anything, but we had to do it one shot. For the Doctor and Belinda, and it was like we were sat on just the sofa, and it was an amazing camera that came like just through like our shoulders. We had to like just sit still, so it just caught our shoulders. Had the green screen and everything in front of us, and we didn't really get to chat to them much, did we? Because it was just like getting that mega shot when they come out the telly as well. Yeah. So they had to do the telly, which was amazing. So it was kind of like a real like, oh my goodness, we kept looking at each other like, this is mad. It was so cold. Do you remember how it was really chilly because it was in this big. We had like a hot water bottle like stuffed everywhere.
Right.
We were like having to be so quiet because it wasn't on us at all, just up to our shoulders.
Blur.
And we actually got on the set of the living room, which was like a few months later because we were right at the end.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was like the excitement sort of built so much because it had been the anticipation of it. So
We were there on the first day and on the last, like near the last. So we started on the first day and then came in. It was everyone's like near their last day, and it was such a mental experience.
That's so great. It's so nice that, like you said, you got to be there kind of like the beginning and the end. And it's really lovely as well hearing, because in like an episodic show like this, obviously you're within your scenes of your episode, but it's great hearing stories about like the read through where, like you said, you got to then meet other characters and other actors and just be like, what are you doing in yours? What are you doing in yours? And it sounds like a really nice time where you can all be together, united within the show Doctor Who, especially when you are playing characters of fans of the show Doctor Who, and you get to be a part of like other episodes in that way. And like you said, you had the whole script, so you knew it was coming, and being a big part of the Doctor Who family.
And it felt really welcoming as soon as you got there. You know, like sometimes you go on a job and people all know each other, and then it's sort of like, oh, I'll just sit here and be quiet. But like singing Beyonce with Shooty on set, I was like, how is this happening? Like, this is what. But yeah, it was really welcoming. Like the whole crew, all the production team, and everyone was so lovely. So it was a really cool vibe as well from the start, which was nice.
Yeah.
Oh, on Wholala, we love to play a little game with our guests. If you're up for it.
I love a game.
Ooh.
It's a little game called Camp or Damp, where we look back at moments in the episode we've just watched and say whether they are camp or whether they're a bit damp. You ready to play?
Oh god, yeah.
Let's go. I'll give you each one. So Samir, Alan Cummings' performance as Mr. Ring-a-Ding, camp or damp?
Camp.
The Doctor and Belinda becoming animated characters, camp or damp?
Oh, camp. 100%.
And then Steph, the reveal that your characters weren't real, followed by the reveal that you survived.
Camp.
We had to go triple camp today. We couldn't go for any damp. There wasn't a damp moment in this episode. This was a 10 out of 10 episode.
Thank you.
Oh, bless you. Well, thank you all so much for taking time to be with me on here. Do you have any upcoming projects that you want to plug, or let people know where they can find you?
Well, I'm filming another another Bad Wolf show at the moment, actually, called Red Eye. So we're doing season 2 of Red Eye. It was out. We did season 1, came out last year, I think, on ITV. Bad Wolf are keeping my rent paid, so thank you, Bad Wolf.
Love that. They're permanent on payroll.
I'm on Instagram. I'm not very good at social media, but I am. And yeah, you can hear more about the show that I was involved in and sort of continue to be involved with, called Kathy and Stella Solve a Murder. We've got a cast recording which is out there, which is very northern, very female comedy led. So yeah, check that out. That's a bit of me.
Yeah, and I'm in a feature film which is coming out at the end of the year in cinemas. It's called Giant, which will be about Prince Nassim Ahmed, who was a boxer, and I'm playing his brother alongside Pierce Brosnan. So keep your eyes.
Okay.
Just drop that in there. Come on, it's just James Bond.
I don't want to say it like that.
Well, Doctor Who and James Bond in the same year. What?
Oh my god. Booked and blessed.
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a viewing party for that, please.
Can I get the invite? Thank you again so much for coming on this so last minute. Thank you for your performances in the show. Maybe see you soon.
I hope so.
Thank you so much.
So much.
It's been lovely. Nice reunion.
And thank you, dear listener, for listening to another episode of Wholala. If you enjoyed, we are at WholalaPod everywhere on all social media. Give us a follow. We're also on YouTube at WholalaPod there. Subscribe on there. You can leave us 5-star reviews or donate a coffee if you're feeling generous. KO-FI. You can also post in your stories, share the word of Wholala, and share it with a friend. So thank you again so much for watching. Alasdair will be back next week to watch The Well. Excited to see you then. Bye.